going on, good people? How we doing? Happy Monday. Happy day one of free agency. How you guys feeling? Before we get into that, before you guys answer, go ahead and let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the visual is good. Let me go ahead and get myself situated a little bit. There we go. Put the comments up. Let me know I'm good in the comment section. Shout out to the people already in the building. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Omega Supreme in the building. OP is in the building. What's going on? Omega Supreme said, "What up, Dash?" The chat haven't been that I haven't been able to catch in a while. Nah, don't worry about it, man. It's all good, man. Titans did get depleted. The Tennessee Giants is what we're gonna call them for right now. The Tennessee Giants. They took the whole roster, man. Titan fans were making fun of us, talking about how bad we suck, but took all our players, right? For the most part. Kev, thank you, Kev, for letting me know that it sounds good. Thank you very much. Everything good. Thank you, Joe. Santino says need a guard, maybe two. Yeah, we definitely. That's what I was waiting on too, man. I don't know about you guys, man. I was loving the pickups. I was loving the signings, but I was nervous, man. I was waiting on the Jermaine Illuminor news to drop, and I was nervous. I'm gonna be honest. I was nervous with all those guys going to the Titans. I thought maybe Jermaine Illuminor was going to leave too, but fortunately enough for us, we saw the tweet go, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm back." And we all say welcome back to Jermaine Illuminor. Shout out to D Hoffa in the building, said we making moves, Dash. Now that's a fact, we making moves. And I do apologize for such short notice. This is a special edition of Late Night Giants Talk. We're not going to be here for a long time, but we definitely going to be here for a good time. Pause. I know a lot of people have put out a lot of videos expressing how they feel about, these signings and agreed upon deals. And I know you guys want to talk about it too, and I want to give you guys a place where you guys can share your thoughts as well. Shout out to my man Mark Thompson in the building. What's going on, Mark? Man, me and Mark was actually talking this morning before the free agency tampering period even started, and we were talking about Bellinger, and exactly what we was talking about happened, and we ended up getting Likely. Let me start off by saying that you guys know that I'm a big Daniel Bellinger supporter. Daniel Bellinger got the bag at Tennessee. I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't be willing to pay Daniel Bellinger the amount of money that he got. $8 million per. That's a good deal for him. Salute to him. And hopefully they use him right down there in Tennessee, even though it's the same coach. Same coach that buried him on the bench. But we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna leave that alone. But salute to him. Best of luck to him. Wesley No Snipe says, how do we all feel about Tibbs on the 5th-year option? Keep him, trade him. Right now, I think he's still in the mix as far as trying to get moved so you can get some draft capital. But if you're forced to not, be able to trade him, I think you got to get a deal done just to make it cap friendly. Get the deal done, and you can always do a sign and trade, maybe at the deadline, maybe at the draft or something like that. Because also it probably makes it a little bit more appealing to another team if they want Tibbs. If he has a deal and they can own those rights, for longer than just one season. But I think they're still open to trading to trading Tibbs for sure. Tim Watson says, goodbye to the Smurf, Wandell, no catch radius. We got to be a little bit respectful, right? We got to be a little bit respectful, man. Now, listen, man, we made moves. And these guys made moves. I guess, and we kind of had an idea that Wandell was going to be leaving anyway. We already had a feeling he was going to be going to the Titans. The one that surprised me the most was Cordell Flott, especially with some of the buildup before they broke the news about him going to Tennessee. They said there was a deal already ready to go. And then at the last minute, the Tennessee Titans made it a little bit sweeter, and he decided to dump the Giants and go to Tennessee. And I'm a Cordell Flott fan. I think as far as one of Joe Shane's draft picks early or first draft classes, I feel like he always showed constant improvement. He was homegrown, and now he's gone. So, I don't wish anything bad on any of these guys, man. I'm glad they were able to get paid. But again, now it's just about moving these guys over and welcoming the new New York Giants, right? So my first question, man. Again, we're not gonna be here for a long time. Probably do like an hour. My first question is this, man. Obviously Isaiah Likely. How do you guys feel about Isaiah Likely? receiving tight end, big playing a big slot position. So you go from a 5'8", 180-pound wide receiver as your slot receiver to a, a tight end, a receiving tight end that can play the slot receiver spot for the most part. He's not a blocker. He's not in line at all. They're going to line him up outside or in the slot, and they're going to get busy with him in the slot. And then somebody asked me on Twitter, he said, so what are we going to do on third downs now that Wan'Dale Robinson is gone? He said, who are we going to pass to on third? Likely is who you're going to pass it to. That's who it's going to, for sure. We also brought back Chris Manhurst, added some depth to that to the tight end room. It doesn't move the needle for me, Chris Manhurst. But again, it is what it is. Kevin Sullivan says, Fly ain't Ronnie Lott. Best of luck to that young man. I hear you. Mr. Beffrin? Mr. Beffrin says, we don't need Sonny Styles. There's a bunch of good linebackers this year. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of pushback, man. We like Sonny Styles still. And even though we got Tremaine Edmonds, I still like Sonny Styles. We still got to put somebody next to Tremaine Edmonds. There's still some linebackers out there in free agency. A lot of them got signed, though. I think Leo Chanel is still out there. Last time I checked, Leo Chanel was still out there. But we definitely need to add another linebacker before we even get to the draft. That's just my opinion. Santino, who you talking about? How much he made and how long? Who you talking about? You talking about Likely? Likely got a 3-year deal. He got a 3-year deal, $40 million. With incentives, it can go up to $45 million. That's what we got Likely for. I think that's what you're talking about. Q Burrow Diplomat in the building. What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody. Again, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Shout out to the 120 people already in the building. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Justin Moore in the building says, what's good? Salute to everyone. My man Stacy in the building said, Dash, what it do? Our Giants are coming together. Adding BTJ would be amazing. Let's talk about that, man. I know I asked a question already. Atlantic, what's going on? Europe. See, Mully said, what up, Dash? Styles, Love, Tate at 5. Yeah, we're gonna have that mini conversation, man. I want to see what people start saying about the Likely one. I like the Likely. Okay, Likely, great pickup and a great deal. I'm not mad at it at all. Love to pick wide receiver and slot. Okay. Punter was the best signing, huh, Tim? The punter was the best signing. Okay. All right. Hold on. We got a $5 super chat from my man Tyon. He says, Dash and chat, what up? I'm just starting my late shift. The Giants had a good day with the moves today. Where do it look like we are headed in the draft? Right now, it's still up for debate because we still don't have any guards yet outside of Runyon. Some people thought Elijah Vera Tucker. They're trying to work out a deal with Elijah Vera Tucker. We'll see what happens with that. I still want Wyatt Teller. And until we know what we're doing in the interior offensive line, I think it's still open. I think everybody that was an option prior to the first day of free agency is still going to be an option. It's still wide receiver, still linebacker, still defensive line, still offensive line. So I think it's still wide open. Joe said that flat move hurt. Nah, it did, man. It hurt my feelings, man. It hurt my feelings more than it did the roster. I'll say that right now, man. We need to find a cornerback, though. We need to find a cornerback. Maybe we get Tariq Woolen. You know what I mean? But like everybody was jumping off the boards, though. Jamel Dean gone. He went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Asante Samuel got re-upped by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's still Chidobe is still out there. Awuzie, he's familiar with the system, familiar with both Denard Wilson and John Harbaugh. So yeah, Santino, yeah, belly hurt, man. Bellinger getting moved on from hurt. But again, he got the bag, man. Can't be mad at him. He got the bag. Hopefully he can do something down there in Tennessee. He probably should have went to somebody else that would, not somebody that burned him unless they gave him some promises. Possibly like, yeah, we're going to really use you this time. Dave will tell him, I'm really going to use you this time. So we'll see what happens with that. Wesley No Snipe says, love the Likely pickup. He has big play potential and was buried behind Mark Andrews. That's a fact. Theo Johnson will be a better tight end too. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to see a lot of 12 personnel though. Likely and Theo Johnson will be on the field at the same time a lot. It's just something that you see, happening. especially if we don't address the wide receiver room more. And again, likely is a big slot receiver for the most part. He's, you can almost add him to the wide receiver room because you don't expect him to be on the line blocking, even though he is a willing blocker. But I guess it calms it down. Hopefully they're not going into the season thinking like, he's the wide receiver 2 type deal. He's going to get enough targets that we can consider him, the wide receiver 2. So hopefully that's not the idea, because we still need to build out some depth in this wide receiver room. And we got some holes, man. They brought back Isaiah Hodgins on day 1. Surprised me a little bit, but glad to have him in the room. I'm for the most part, I like what's going on. I do like what's going on. Zizou, 18 with the $5 super chat. He says smart pickups all the way around today, but corner is a huge concern right now. What are they going to do? I'm thinking Tariq Woolen, man. That makes sense. Long, big body cornerback, likes to press, fits Denard Wilson's scheme. He would be ideal fit for me. For the Giants. So that's probably who I'm targeting right now is Tariq Woolen. Teron said, make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to 178 people still in the building. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? What about BTS? You mean BTJ? Talking about Brian Thomas Jr.? Who's BTS? Unless I'm just missing it. That might have flew over my head. We need a running back. We eventually, I think running back will get addressed. It has to be addressed. It just depends on where that running back is going to fit in. Is it going to be somebody that's going to be the running back 2 and you push Tracy to 3? Is it somebody that you're trying to? Well, I don't think anybody available right now because Kenneth Walker's gone. Rico Dowdle is gone. Who else was some of the top running backs out there? I think that might have been it as far as running backs go. As far as the higher paid running backs, Walker went to the Chiefs. Dowdle went to the Steelers. So it's nobody out there really. Tyler Algier, I think, went to the Cardinals, and he was on my list. Now you're looking at like Kareem Hunt, Pacheco. You're not in a rush to sign those guys, really. So we got some time to figure that out, or we can possibly draft one. And then what's the guy from Baltimore? They didn't put the tender on him, so he might be available too. This is his name, Keaton. So Isaac Moore said, Hyatt not cut, not yet. Not officially, not yet. We see what happens. So Dad's Life was in the building. What's going on? The Dad's Life said, freaking pumped about Illumino and likely super bummed out about Bellinger and Flott. Hope Bellinger actually gets some love in Tennessee. I hope so too. I hit his pops up in the DM, and I just told him, best of luck to his son. I'm glad he was able to find a spot, and and he just gave me the thumbs up and the thank you. So I appreciate that. Mr. Frank Bellinger. Shout out to Mr. Bellinger. Houdini says Dable signing all the players that got him fired. Yeah, he kind of is, man. He kind of is. I tell you what, though, I can't wait for that game. I don't want it to be the first game of the season because I really do want Malik Neighbors back 100% before we play them, because I want us to cook the Tennessee Titans, and I need Neighbors back for that. I need him to cook Flott or whoever's going to try to cover him. I need that to happen before we play. I don't need Dable's first trip back to MetLife and they got one up on us. I do not want that. Not at all. Not at all. Mike Fanta says the New York Football Giants are about to shock everybody in the National Football League. Big Blue for life. That's a fact. We believe blue over here. Hitchhiker says had to catch you live, homie. See you grinding. That's what's up. My man Mark Thompson says signing likely means we can run 11 personnel plays out of the 12 personnel linemen. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's a mismatch. They see the 12 personnel. You get them lined up on the safety. You get them lined up with a linebacker. Yeah, we gotta find a mismatch somewhere. Corey Alum says now if the New York Giants get Styles in the draft, what better way to learn to be a pro than from Edmonds? Okay, so we talked about likely, kind of, what he could possibly be. I was excited to see the Tremaine Edmonds news come across. Obviously the cupboard was bare when it came to the linebacker room. We needed somebody. Edmonds was somebody that was rumored that the Giants would even trade for, ended up not having to do that. So how do y'all feel about Tremaine Edmonds? I've heard mixed reviews. I heard people say he's not better than Bobby O. I heard people say he lost a step. I heard people say, it's no different. He doesn't move the needle. I'll disagree a little bit. And I'm a fan of Bobby Okereke, man. To me, Edmonds might be a little bit more dynamic, definitely in the run game, run defense. Edmonds is a little bit more dynamic coming downhill, a little faster to get to the ball. Bobby O was just a smart linebacker all the way around. When it comes to pass coverage, you see the numbers for the interceptions for Edmonds. Good in zone coverage, able to get his hands up and bat down some balls as well too. Again, long arms, crazy long arms. So I like the pickup. Depending on what Denard Wilson wants to do, I can see us blitzing a little bit. I can see us playing a little bit of zone, hook the curl with Edmonds, because that's where he seems to get a lot of his interceptions from. So I like it, man. I like it. You needed a body in there. You got a guy that is a captain. So you're not really worried about any loss of leadership, really. And you got a guy that can make plays. You got a guy that's still fairly young to be on his third contract, too. So all check marks for me. I like the pickup. Would have loved to see, Devin Lloyd, too. But again, you can't be too greedy. Shout out to my man Tudo in the building, man. Tudo with the $4.99 super chat says, salute to Big Dash and all the diehard Giant fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire Italian rugby national team. And please slap all stinky boys losers out of here. Shout out to my man Tudo, man. Shout out to Tudo. Shout out to the whole national team too, man. You guys keep doing your thing. Book and Tackle says Belton is gone. Belton went to the Jets. Yeah, Belton went to the Jets. Jets made a lot of moves today too. I'm trying to get Elijah Vera Tucker from the Jets though. If we can make that happen, hopefully that can happen tonight. It's not over yet. They might have left though, depending on what time is it. Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast. They might have left. They might have shut down for the night. We might not get too much more news, around the league. OP says, call me delusional, but I could see Banks working out. You said it, man. You said call you delusional. I'm gonna call you delusional. That's based on hope. That statement right there is based on hope. I'm hoping with you. Because right now we have not addressed the cornerback position. So all we got is hope when it comes to maybe Denard Wilson can unlock a better Tay Banks. That's a big if, man. That's a big ass. That's a big lift. I don't know about that. My man Brott said he'll take a BLT for Tibbs. Come on, man. It ain't that bad. Danny Boy said Edmonds is ass. A lot of people said that. He gets 60 tackles. He cracked 100, I think, the last 4 years, right? He gets 60 tackles. Secondary needs addressing. Yes, it does. We picked up was it Darius Williams? I heard a lot of people say good things about him. He's not a starter. He's in a reserve role. Obviously, that safety room in Baltimore is serious. I think they have him listed as a cornerback, but I see actual fans calling him like a safety hybrid. Said he's fearless. Said he supports the run. When I looked him up, 5'9", 170 pounds, and you talking about a guy supporting the run. And then I haven't got a chance to look him up yet, really. But I did see some highlights and clips. A man is willing to throw his body in there and stop the run, and has some highlights of him breaking up some passes. So we'll see what happens. He was not on the radar at all, but good for him. C. Mully says, you a Virginia Tech alum, so you proud? Yeah, you're pumped up about Edmonds, yeah. I liked him coming out of college, him and his brother. I know his brother played for the Steelers for a little bit. I lost track of him after that, though. It was Trey Edmonds and then Tremaine Edmonds. I forget what his brother's name is. Something like that, though. Their names are similar, though. Anzalone is gone. Anzalone got signed. Who's that asked about Anzalone? Math Hall. Yeah, Anzalone got, I forget who picked him up. But yeah, he got picked up, though. He signed with somebody already. Stacey says Edmonds' success depends on who's playing next to Dexter Lawrence. That's all linebackers for sure. And I'm glad you brought up the lineman, defensive line, because that's one thing that we didn't address either. We saw, was it Franklin Myers went to Tennessee. The kid Tunga from the Patriots got picked up by somebody I can't remember. Christian Wilkins is still out there though. Christian Wilkins is still out there. Maybe that's somebody we look into. I don't know. Harlem in the building. What's going on, Byron? Harlem is in the building. Danny Boy says, man gets cut from every team. Who you talking about, man get cut from every team? He's a bum. Who's the man to get cut from every team? I know he got cut by the Bears. Unless you're talking about Edmonds, I'm assuming, right? Tyon says, Dash, do you think Harbaugh can get the Mariners to change the field to natural grass so we can... Nope. I don't think it happens anytime soon. If anybody could do it, it'd probably be, Harbaugh being able to change their mind. But again, it's two teams. It's the Jets, it's the Giants. They gotta figure out what they want to do with that field. For me, it makes too much sense to go ahead and switch it to regular grass, natural grass. Makes sense. But yeah, you would hope that they can influence them to change that field, but it didn't happen yet. They changed it to a different, what was it, 2 years ago when they changed the turf? Supposedly it was supposed to be a little bit better, but still the same results. People still losing their lives out there on MetLife Field. Dane the Beautiful Monster says, good day one, wish list. Deshaun Wright, that's a good name. Calais Campbell, huh? Calais Campbell got to be 40, right? He got to be 40. Darnell Mooney is on my short list. Tyquan Thornton is on my short list as well. Wyatt Teller is on the top of my list. Joel Petonio is not a person that I thought about, to be honest. Also like Tevin Jenkins too, as some interior line depth too. He's also from the Browns, also familiar with our own line coach that we have right now. These aren't expensive, is what he's saying. Yeah, no, we not shopping in the in the luxury section. That's not what we're doing. That is not what we're doing. We're not shopping there, but we're getting value though. Good value. That Jermaine Illuminor deal to get him for 13 per. He got a $12 million signing bonus, so he only counts $6 million against the cap. I believe that's what Dan Duggan had on Twitter when he broke down the contract. So only $6 million against the cap in 2026. That gives us more room to maneuver. And again, I expect to to get some more signings, in the upcoming days. Definitely hopefully we can get this Vera Tucker and this Wyatt Teller deal done. I want 2 guards. I absolutely want 2 guards. Dave says bye Belton. Yeah, man. Sullivan. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's Tudo getting a lot of love in the comment section. Salute to Tudo. Shout out to Tudo, man. Always showing love. Is a hitchhiker says down for Giants spending money on Miami linebacker. Which guy you talking about, Miami linebacker? Who's the Miami linebacker? Which guy you talking about? Kev says, Dad says it's almost 10 on the East Coast. Where you at, man? I'm on the West Coast, man. I'm on the West Coast. Yep. Time changed, and I'm behind you guys by a lot. 3 hours behind you guys, for sure. Now, born and raised, New Jersey, born and raised, for sure. Then moved to the West Coast. I don't miss the snow at all. I was talking to my mom the other day. She said it finally started to warm up a little bit. Shout out to my man Hefe, too, from New York Revival. He had a clip this morning showing the last of the snow that he had in his front yard. Yeah, I don't miss the snow at all, man. Not at all. Said Chris D said can't cover well with 4 interceptions every other year. Now, that's a fact. People keep talking about, like, man-to-man coverage is one thing, right? But the man has been able to get some interceptions for sure. For sure. He's been in the right place at the right time and capitalize on the opportunities to make plays, cause turnovers, and he did that. RL Juice says Wilkins too zesty. That's why he ain't getting picked up. That might be the reason why, because he a little bit handsy in a bad way. In a very bad way, he a little bit handsy. And not even a little bit handsy. He a lot bit handsy. But I need him to stop the run, though, and that's something that he can do. I just need him to play to the whistle. Because everything he does and gets in trouble for happens after the whistle. I need him to get the hearing aid turned up when that whistle blows to stop what you're doing. Just stop what you're doing, Christian. But I listen. It's thin now, man. The defensive line is thin now. I wouldn't mind bringing him in. He can't cost you a lot of money. He's reckless. It got to be in the contract too, man. He's reckless. You could probably get him for cheap. If he's cheap, I'll take it because he can still play. And maybe because Dexter Lawrence is his old college teammate, maybe he can get him in line a little bit. Maybe Dexter can snatch him by the collar and say, "Hey, man, relax," because he's gonna need to relax. Corey says CB Woolen from Seattle is available. Yep, he is. And Center Jenkins from Green Bay. I heard a lot of people talk about Jenkins and possibly moving him back to guard too. Everybody's trying to get a guard for the New York Giants right now. We want to turn old guards that are now centers back to guards and everything. So it is what it is. Shout out to my man Sully in the building. What's going on, Sully? Smooth Spidey says Edmonds is no game changer, but definitely an upgrade from aggressive Bobby O. Yeah, it's not moving the needle a lot, but what you are getting is leadership, somebody that is instinctual, and somebody that can help you in the run. I think that's probably what sold him the most is the way he can perform against the run. We saw what happened to Bobby O. They turned him into a coverage linebacker. But Edmonds is more downhill, and when Edmonds trusts what he sees, he flies to the ball. So I do like that aspect of it, and this is why you still go Sonny Styles at pick 5, in my opinion. You still got to get a linebacker in this draft. I would love for it to be Sonny Styles, but there's also some other good linebackers in this draft as well. Danny Boy says Calais is like 85. Yo, he like Joe Louis, man. He old, man. He is old. I got to look up his numbers, though, because he got to be 40 years old. Like, no joke, though. He got to be 40. I think he's close to 40. Got to be. I think he played pretty well, too. I think, what was he at last? In Arizona, or was he with Baltimore last year? I think it might have been Arizona he was with. Actually, I don't got a clue where he was last year. I just know he played still. Derek says Kayvon is not getting traded. I want to keep Kayvon. I personally want to keep Kayvon. I understand what it means to the extra draft capital. So I understand if they move on from him, but I for sure want to keep Kayvon. Oh, he was in Arizona last year talking about. Okay, Calais Campbell was in. Thank you, Danny Boy. He was in Arizona last. I thought so. Tyan, shout out to you with the $2 super chat. Says, yo, the Raiders went crazy today. Yeah, they did. The Raiders they had all that cap space and damn near spent it all. Who they get? They got the linebackers. They got Quay Walker. They got Nakobe Dean. Who was the wide receiver they got? They got Tyler Linderbaum, of course. Who's the wide receiver they got, though? A lot of stuff happened. The Raiders spent a lot of money. The Colts went ahead and paid. They messed up the whole entire market. The Colts went and paid Alec Pierce. He's making $30 million. $30 million for Alec Pierce. $30 million for Alec Pierce. That's a real number. $27 million for Tyler Linderbaum. A lot of money got tossed around today. A lot of money. Bookend, yes, I did see, said DJ turned down $50 million. No. They offered him they offered him a 3-year, $100 million deal. He turned that down and countered him and said he wanted $50 million. That's the story. And you know what's crazy about this, man? The Colts saw the Giants go through this, and they just put themselves right back in that mix. I don't know. And then what? The Colts also they took away one of their weapons. They signed Alec Pierce to all that money, and they got rid of what's his Hilton? Yeah, they got rid of Hilton. And I think what did they trade for him? It was something crazy that the Steelers got him for. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened today. Greenlaw is available. I wouldn't mind Greenlaw if he's healthy, and I think he was healthy. But a lot of people are saying he ended up back in San Francisco. And then some people say, oh, if they take Greenlaw, there's a chance that they might move on from Fred Warner. You're out of your mind. 49ers will be out of their mind if they move on from Fred Warner or they trade Fred Warner. And also, what are they asking for if they want Fred Warner? Does Fred Warner get a first, possibly? Maybe not coming off the injury. Jessa, what's going on? Jessa said, yo, my man Pete Winans in the building. Says 2 guards, a cornerback, D-tackle, wide receiver, and we ready for the draft. I'm right there with you. We definitely need 2 guards. Definitely need a cornerback. Definitely need a defensive tackle. I'll even take Dalvin Tomlinson right now just for the extra depth. I'll take Dalvin Tomlinson, and then I'll turn around and probably try to draft like a Lee Hunter at 37 if something like that happens. Wide receiver is going to be the question mark right now. Just think about the wide receivers. Romeo Doubs is still out there. I think that might be the biggest name still out there. I think he's the biggest name that's still left out there. But I'm still looking at Tyquan Thornton. I'm surprised that he didn't get signed by the Giants yet. I really think he's going to end up being a Giant. My man, is it MV Diablo says, I'm watching from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Giants fan in Cleveland. Nah, shout out to you. What's this? David Bourne says, I love Isaiah Likely. His raw talent is far superior to many tight ends in the league, and his upside is through the roof. Big play waiting to happen. He is used to a scrambling quarterback, going from Lamar to Dart. I did read that he was the best in the scramble drill, and we already know that Dart will scramble. And it's funny how a lot of people don't tend to get open, except for Wan'Dale Robinson. A lot of those big plays that Dart was scrambling and made big plays on, it was the Wan'Dale Robinson. Somebody got to have the scramble drill. Somebody got to know how to do that. And Isaiah Likely is that kind of person for sure. Danny Boy said, yeah, a lot hands. Yeah, he is. Christian Wilkins is bad. CB Woolen, Seattle Jenkins Center from Green Bay, both available. Yeah, it's still a lot of people available. AJ Nick says, Dash, did you research whether Joe Shane making $20 million a year is true? Joe Shane making $20 million. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Why would Joe Shane make $20 million? I'm pretty sure they didn't offer him a new contract. They said after the draft they'll address his contract situation. I don't know about that though. Cy Guy Brown says, will Harbaugh bring in Keaton Mitchell? It makes sense to do that. If they like to carry 4 running backs, why not bring somebody that you know? Also, somebody that can play, give you some good quality snaps too. So I'm with it. Yeah, it says big free agent. Is he on the Jags? Who you talking about? Hitchhiker. Gold Dust is crazy. That's fun. C. Wilkins is NFL Gold Dust. Y'all out here got jokes, man. And a little zesty though. Yeah, a little zesty though. Oh man, Nailers who went to the Raiders. Okay, I'm trying to get caught up. I see you guys here. Get BT. Let's talk about that now. So obviously the Jaguars are trying to trade Brian Thomas Jr. I would love to reunite Brian Thomas Jr. with Malik Neighbors. By show of hands in the chat, just say yes or no. Would you guys trade? Because right now we don't have a 3rd rounder. They probably won't get off them for a 4th rounder. Would you guys be willing to trade pick 37 for Brian Thomas Jr. today, tonight, tomorrow? Yes or no in the comment section. Would you give up pick 37 for Brian Thomas Jr.? Let me know. Reunite Malik Neighbors with his boy. Yes, just a yes or no. Brian Thomas Jr. for pick 37, yes or no. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Ryan says, bro, you take downs. Talking about downs. Yeah, listen. Depending on what happens, again, how they view Isaiah Likely, if they really think he's going to get enough targets to be the impromptu wide receiver 2/tight end 1, maybe you don't look wide receiver in the 1st. And then if we pick up Brian Thomas Jr., you're definitely not looking at wide receiver in the 1st. Then it becomes pretty much Sonny Styles versus Caleb Downs. Yeah. I think both would help this team out a lot. Ryan says BTJ stock has dropped since last year. That's the reason why they want to move on. The coaching staff switched. The team is pretty much the same, still got the same quarterback, and his stats went down almost 50%. And then there's rumors talking about he might not get along with Liam Cohen. You know, things are not looking the way that it looked before. I would be mad too if I went from a 1,200-yard receiver to damn near a 700-yard wide receiver. I go from 10 touchdowns to 2 touchdowns or 2 or 4 touchdowns. I'll be a little bit disgruntled too, but he showed us in the first year because he wasn't hurt last year. He showed us in the first year what he can do. So maybe he still has, maybe he can still be that same person. But the numbers went down for a reason for sure. And it's more just a play, it's more than just a play on the field. He's a little bit disgruntled down there. So of course they would want to move on from him. But if they were really concerned about him not being any good, it wouldn't take this long to get the trade done. They still want value for him. So that means they still know that he's pretty good. He's just not working out for them in that new regime. Angelo says, Ohio up in here tonight. He says this NYG fan is watching from Toledo. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ohio in the building. We got Cleveland in the building. We got Toledo in the building. Shout out to you guys, man. Patch said, maybe I missed it, but what are your thoughts on the Giants possibly trading for acquired? Yeah, we just went over it, man. I love it. I love it. Is it Xavier? Xavier Baker says, go get me Najee Harris for the low. Brian Thomas with the trade. How healthy is Najee Harris? So that's the question. And another thing with Najee Harris is this, like, he did share snaps in Pittsburgh with Jalen Warren. He got screwed when he went to the Chargers. Obviously, he got hurt. What was it, like an eye injury or something that happened? Then he had the leg injury. Oh, no, what was it? It was like, no, he hurt his eye because he was like fireworks or something like that. And he hurt his eye. Then when he got on the field, finally ended up hurting himself. And he's out for the season. So he would probably be for the low. A 1-year proven deal to add him to the rotation. I think his style of run would be nice to have. To add to the group, I wouldn't see him as a bell cow. I wouldn't want him to be the workhorse, even though he could possibly do it. But if he can come here and not, be disgruntled about the amount of carries he gets per game, then I think that might be a good addition. If he's healthy, if he's good to go. Fonzarelli, what's going on, Fonzarelli? Corey Lum says Debo Samuel and Dobbs, I believe, are available. I forgot Debo was out there. Danny Boy said Debo was cooked. Y'all ain't let nobody survive in tonight. Debo can't stay healthy. Mosley 2.0 says my original sports bro was laughing, but I don't sleep on Tennessee. I'm not sleeping on Tennessee. I just think it's funny. And I'm talking about the fans. The fans of Tennessee was talking crazy about the New York Giants. They talked about us taking on their old head coach, their old failed head coach. When they took on our old failed head coach, they talked about our team was trash, and then they ended up taking a lot of the people from this team. So I just think it's funny. But I don't sleep on any opponent, not at all. Can't do that. Won't do that. Okay, it says Tyan with the $5 super chat says, can Brian Thomas Jr. catch? I'm traumatized from all the drops the Giants had last season. It was disgusting. Now he can catch. He can definitely catch. Definitely can hold on to the ball a little bit better than Darius Slayton for sure. He's no Darius. He won't leave you traumatized like Darius did. But again, we got to see what happens. All right, here comes some of the votes in. Would you trade pick 37 for BTJ? My man Byron from Harlem says yes. Melvin says yes. NYG, we talking about BTJ right now, man. He said trade Kayvon for a 3rd round pick. That would be my option. I don't want to give him up for anything less than a 3rd round pick, to be honest. But is it OMG? Lima said no. Xavier says yes. Mark says no. NYG says no. Derek Henderson, yes. Tehran says yes. Danny Boy says yes. I think the yeses have it. The yays have it. And then Zizou says Tibbs for Tom. I wouldn't mind that as a straight up trade. If they're willing to take Tibbs for Brian Thomas Jr. straight up, I will probably make that trade. And then I would still need to find a replacement for Tibbs after that. But I would take that trade straight up. Tibbs for Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I will probably do that, and I will hang up the phone very quickly, get the paperwork sent over so they can sign it. Gridiron, shout out to my man Gridiron in the building. Dante, what's going on? He said, "What up, Dash? Dropping by to say what up." We're about to recap free agency as well. Listen, I'm only going to be on here. Like I said, I'm only doing an hour, so I'm probably got 30 more minutes. And then you know what? I'm gonna go holler at your page, man. For those that don't know, my man Gridiron Apex, Dante, make sure you subscribe to his channel. If you want to know about college players, if you want to know about the prospects, even if you want to know about NFL players in the trade market, make sure you guys tune into my man Gridiron Apex, my man Dante over there. Very knowledgeable. High school level, college level, NFL level, he got you covered. Make sure you go ahead and check that man out. They do good work over there. Him and what's your bro's name? Damn, I forgot your co-host's name that fast. Go ahead and put it in the chat, man. But shout out to those guys. Oh, we got some no's coming in. Ford says no. LOL says hell nah. Corey alum says no. All right, it's back to 50-50, I guess. And then here comes some more yeses at 37. All right, yeah. You guys are split on that. I see it. I can see it in the chat. You guys are split. Some of you guys say yes to trading 37 to the Jags for Brian Thomas Jr., and a lot of you guys are saying no as well. I still think the Yays have it, though. My dad's life says no, we're going to get him for Kayvon straight up. He says, I'm skiing this. Oh, skiing this to happen? What? That got to be a typo. But no, I'm not giving up 37. So you said you'll trade him for Tibbs, but you won't trade him for 37. I got it. Marcus says, I like Mansell Delane. He becomes an option as well now. Because, again, if we picked up a linebacker and if we pick up another linebacker, I wouldn't be surprised at going cornerback possibly if we don't go after one in free agency. Don't forget Reese. I'm kind of forgetting Reese because he's an edge rusher. They're predicting him to be an edge rusher. I think he can still play a little bit off ball. Gives you some versatility. But I don't – and it's no knock on Reese at all. It's just a no for me for the Giants right now. Where you going to play him at? Now, if you're telling me you're going to play him at off ball, but you drafted him at 5, I do like Sonny Styles more as an off ball linebacker than Reese. But if Reese is coming off the edge, who's he playing? Are you playing him over Burns? It becomes that same situation with Carter and Tibbs, in my opinion. And it took Tibbs to get hurt for Carter to really take that job away from him. But Reese is nice. Mark Thompson says, I like Thomas, but I prefer to draft a wide receiver. So no drafted wide receiver. Oh, yeah. Okay. So no drafted wide receivers are cheaper. That's a fact. You figure Brian Thomas came out same year as Malik. I'm pretty sure the cap, now that we're at year 3. So you would have 3 years of control if you hit him with the 5th-year option. So you could kick that can down the road a little bit. But no, you're absolutely right. Getting a fresh wide receiver from scratch with a new contract, a fresh new rookie contract, is a good option as well. But is he going to be as talented as Brian Thomas Jr.? That part we don't know. Oh, willing is what you meant, not skinny. I knew it had to be a typo. I was like, what? Ford says Titans getting Styles. Watch Dable talk. Well, hold on. Didn't they pick up a linebacker? That scares me though, because they could go Styles. Robert Saleh might be looking for that type of linebacker that he had in Fred Warner. It's a possibility that they take him at – Titans are picking 4, right? 4th? Right before us. Yeah, it's a chance we might get screwed there, in all honesty. But if that happens, then you go Downs if Downs is available. And I'm still not mad at that, but I do want Styles, though. I really do want Styles. Is it Pete Deraspinis? I think. He said we drafted Wandell in the 2nd, only took him 4 years to produce. Yeah. I mean, to the point where he was a 1,000-yard receiver. Yeah. Yeah, he did have the ACL issue. I mean, he was productive, but to your point, yeah, he got paid now. You're absolutely right. I still think that with all 3 of those guys, with Flott, with Wandell, with the Luminor, even though we brought a Luminor back, those deals should have got done in the summer. They should have re-signed those guys in the summer. Probably would have saved you a lot of money, and you would still have those guys under contract. So I still think Shane dropped the ball in the summertime with those guys. I also thought in the summertime that it would be a good time to re-sign Micah McFadden, but he ends up getting hurt. That's another guy, too, that you possibly see coming back as Micah McFadden for some depth. And I'm not mad at that either. Micah McFadden as your linebacker 3, and then you have Tremaine Edmonds, and then whoever you draft as a linebacker, I won't mind that linebacker room. And then you can let guys battle it out. Talk about it. Is it Just a Girl 007? I'm assuming that's what that stands for. It says it's not Brian Thomas Jr., it's Trevor. Talk about it. Yeah. That's some things people don't want to talk about. Yeah, they went to the playoffs. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, they won the division too, right? Didn't they? Yeah, because the Colts ended up dropping the ball. Ravens. I'm sorry, not the Ravens, but the Jaguars won the division. But yeah, I think it was a scheme change, and I absolutely think it was Trevor too. Trevor might be a little bit overrated still. A lot of people scratched their heads when he got that new deal because he didn't prove it, especially once you got into the playoffs. But it is what it is. Najee Harris is fine. Is he? He's healthy, good to go. That's good to know. Who Danny Boy says, who you lying? Who's lying? Say I'm lying? Lying about what? Let me know. Lloyd to the Panthers, that happened? Lloyd to the Panthers happened? Hold on. That must have just happened. I'm trying to catch it now. Yep. Lloyd to the Panthers 9 minutes ago, looks like. Devin Lloyd went to the Panthers, 3 years deal, $45 million, 25 guaranteed. Lloyd is off the board. Damn, Panthers making some moves. They made some moves today. I'm seeing might be on the trading block too, Jordan Addison, but he can't stay clean off of the field. I like Jordan Addison coming out of college. I liked him even when he was at Pittsburgh before he got to USC. Shout out to Tyon23 said, being that we signed Edmonds, do we draft Styles or draft Mansour in the first and Jacob Rodriguez or Anthony Hill in the second? I think you can get Anthony Hill a little bit later than that, to be honest. Raw but talented. Still got some developing to do, but he's young too, Anthony Hill. So he might still be around a little bit later than the second round, to be honest. And Jacob Rodriguez is fantastic. If we can pick up somebody like Jacob Rodriguez, let him go ahead and punch a couple balls out with the Peanut Tillman punch out, I'll take it too. Let's see. Still got some votes coming in. BTJ for Kayvon, yes. Barat said a late yes. Yeah, I see a lot of yeses coming in. Okay. And then my man Future said, nah, he ain't doing it. Nah, that's crazy. Fonzarelli says Hyatt needs to go on his way at this point. Nah, he should. Oh, he is in the way at this point. Hyatt needs to go. He's in the way at this point. Okay. Yep, Hyatt is a water boy. Listen, I stopped talking about Hyatt, man. I tried to defend him for a long time. I had the hats printed up and everything. Hyatt is open. And then year 2 came and went. Year 3 came and went. Yeah, it's bad. 23 season, 24 season, 25 season, no touchdowns. It's crazy. Crazy. Thomas cost $5 million per the last 2 years. That's a good deal, man. That is absolutely a good deal. Big Blue Ant, what's going on? Big Blue Ant said we back. Yeah, we back, fam. Shout out to my man, Big Blue Ant. Yeah, we back, man. We back. We got some more moves to make. That offensive line got to get addressed still. I'm still looking for guards. I'm refreshing, see if anything else happened. Nope, I don't see anything else happening. Just the rumors about Brian Thomas being trade interest with the Giants. Listen, man, I'm pick there. You want a wide receiver. You'll get a proven wide receiver with Brian Thomas Jr. I understand them. It's pick 37, and it's a long gap between pick 37 and pick 105, and that's what it is right now. But you get Brian Thomas Jr. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Everybody's talking about the Giants need another wide receiver that answers it, that does answer it. I do like Omar Cooper. Was it Matt Dogg says Omar Cooper or the Alabama receiver talking about Jeremy Bernard? I like Jeremy Bernard too. I like Omar Cooper. Two tough wide receivers right there. Omar Cooper would be fantastic. I'm high on Omar Cooper. Sure hands, great body control, a threat at every level, tough as nails, willing to block. I like Omar Cooper a lot. Wandell averages 2 touchdowns per season. Listen, one thing I will say is Cam Ward will find. He'll find Wandell for sure. Now, Cam Ward only has one speed when he's throwing the ball, and that's the fastball. So they got to get used to that because that is a fastball coming from Cam Ward for sure. Dart is better than Trev. Absolutely. Absolutely, he's better than Trev. Right now, today, I think he's better than Trev. Let's see. New York State of Mind. What's going on, man? He says, would anyone trade for Marvin Harrison Jr.? Not over Brian Thomas Jr. No. I don't know what's going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. He had a better year this year than he did his rookie year. But also, sorry quarterback play in Arizona as well. Didn't Arizona just picked up? Didn't Arizona pick up a quarterback today? Tua went to the Falcons. Did Minshew go to the Cardinals? I think Minshew went to the Cardinals. I think it was Minshew that went to the Cardinals. You guys can fact check me check me on that. Team Zavala says Joe Shane with a bad day one. You think so? Think it was a bad day? I think it was a pretty good day. It started off a little slow. But I think it was a solid day. I really do. Now, Jermaine Illuminor made it the solid day. Because when it was just Edmonds and Likely, that was cool. You know what I mean? That was cool. The getting the punter. I didn't even talk about getting the punter. That's cool. But I was sweating bullets to Jermaine Illuminor got re-signed. If I'm full transparency, I was nervous. Nervous as hell. What new? No. Just that I was looking at one of the updates just saying that the Giants are possibly interested in a trade for Brian Thomas Jr. That's what it was. Same, nothing new happened. Just the same report that, the Giants are showing interest still. This one was from like 37 minutes ago that I saw. Nope, no hope for Hyatt. Yeah, it's over, man. I fought for as long as I could for Hyatt. I undefendable. Couldn't do it. Can't do it anymore. D-Dan, what's going on, D-Dan? My man Ant 10 in the building says, peace, good, bro, AVT, and Wyatt Teller still no negotiations. Oh, still in negotiations. Yeah, man, I don't know what's taking so long, though. For me, with Wyatt Teller, you're older. We got your old offensive line coach. You wanted to go somewhere that was competitive. You can help strengthen up this offensive line. Is it the money thing? We've seen anywhere from a range from $5 to $10 million for Teller. Just go ahead and sign the contract and get over here. That's it. AVT, a little bit different. Got a guy with an injury history, but his talent is very, very high. Talent level's high. He's a good offensive lineman, good guard, dealing with injuries. So I'm pretty sure his contract is a little bit different of how they work that. You want to have some securities in there for the injuries. And maybe they don't want to hear it. Maybe they're just saying, when he's on the field, he's highly productive, which is true. but your best ability is your availability. So hopefully we can get them both, though. I wouldn't mind getting them both. Big Blue Ant says, I absolutely love that Philadelphia is falling apart. Listen, you already know how I feel about Philadelphia. I hate them more than any other team in the world. Any other Philadelphia Eagles is the franchise I hate more than any other team in the world, no matter the sport. I can't. I just can't do it with the Eagles, man. I hate them. I hate them. Stephen Bloom, what's going on, Steve? He says future second, third for Kayvon. Oh, future second or third and Kayvon. For who? For Brian Thomas Jr.? I want a straight up trade, man. I want that deal. I want that deal. Oh man, Isaac says Hyatt can take his Bolitnikoff award back to college. Listen, he earned it. We can't take everything away from him. We can't take everything away from him. It sucks, man, that he couldn't play. Or whatever we want to call it, didn't have a chance to prove. They gave him chances, man. They gave him chances. Shout out to my man Joseph Wilcox in the building. What's going on, Joe? I ain't seen you in a while. Hopefully everybody's good. Hopefully the family's good. Hopefully the grandkids are good. Hopefully you're good. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Mike says, good day to be a Giants fan. I think so, man. I think we did a good job. Minshew to the Cardinals. Okay, I thought so. He's coming off an injury too. If you guys want to talk about some other teams making some moves too, go ahead and put it in the comment section. We can talk about it too. Shout out to Coach Ed in the building. What's going on, Coach? How you doing, man? I saw you you and Lou and Mac and Eda Chosen and my man Alex, Big Blue in the Bronx. So you guys was on earlier today. I hung out for a second with you guys in the chat. But I know you guys did a great show earlier today going over free agency. Sean Jackson says, even though Hyatt and Gunner may get time in the slot for New York Giants in 2026, Dash, I'm looking forward to those Giant games versus Titans and the Colts this upcoming season. You ain't lying, man. 100%. I'm trying to get my get back on everybody. We beat the Titans. I mean, we beat the Colts. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to get my get back for sure. For sure. And it's not, I don't want Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, whatever you want to call him. I don't want him beating the Giants. I damn sure don't want Dable flying back to MetLife and beating us either. So yeah, I need those games to happen. And I need us to put foot to ass, belt to ass, foot on necks, whatever you want to call it. BTA. I'm trying to do that. Kevin Sullivan says the city of brotherly hate. I don't know how they got that nickname. Brotherly love only for people that are from Philadelphia, I'm assuming, is why they got that. Because if you ain't from Philly, boy, they don't show you no love. And they ain't getting no love from me either. No, sir. Rebob. Shout out to Nimmer in the building. What's going on, Nimmer? Revenge and Strife says, sad to lose Belly. Thought he had issues with Dable, and now he follows him to Tennessee. Interesting. That's the part that interests me too, man. Because unless it was Joe Shane, but you were buried on the bench. Daniel Bellinger was buried on the bench. Whether I thought it was Dable, it could have been Joe Shane drafting Theo Johnson and then pushing him to the side. But the whole point is a part of that regime didn't play you. But again, we're talking $8 million per. He got a three-year contract, $24 million. You go where the money is. That's a good payday for that young man. I'm happy for him. But you're absolutely right. It seems funny that he would go there. But he did. Shout out for my man Born for Sports in the building. Jorge was good. He said, what up, Dash? Good day for Big Blue. Our 12 personnel upgraded with likely added best punter in the league, Edmonds, to upgrade the linebacker unit, and Illuminor is back. Let's get ABT and Teller. Point of attack, the trenches. You already know it's all about the trenches. Like my man Coach Ed says, the fat fatties in the front. The fat fatties offensive lineman in the front, that's what it's about. It's about the war in the trenches. Trench warfare for sure. Greg T. What's going on, Greg T? Says first day is what was expected. Let me ask you this, though, Greg T. I already told everybody how I felt when it was getting a little bit later. and we didn't have a Luminor sign, I was nervous as hell. Let me know if you were just a little bit nervous. Just a little bit nervous. It's just me here. You can tell me. Your secret's safe with me. I was nervous though. Coach Ed says, yeah, we were on. Giants family, stand tall, stand proud. We have adults in this organization again. No more Napoleons trying to act as adults. Yeah. A lot of Ravens, man. A lot of Ravens. The first two signings, major signings, were Ravens. You saw how people were talking. The punter is cool, man. We got a punter whose hair is just as nice as the Scottish Hammers, but he punts better than them. I'm good with it. No more, Scottish Hammer messing things up, kicking the ball out of bounds. We could play the field game now. Control the field. Hold on, where'd it go? Anthony says Philly is unraveling. I love every second of it. I will, as much as I hate Philadelphia Eagles, I will never count them out. Just when you think they're unraveling, Howie Roseman does something you didn't see coming. And then when you see it coming, you're like, of course, Howie Roseman did that. I just want to be able to compete, get our roster built up in a way that we could just beat them up, year after year. That's what I want to be. Side Guy Bride giving them a B+ for the day. Nimmer said a A+. So somebody asked for grades, and we're starting to give out grades. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Simple. What is the grade for day one for the New York Giants? What are you giving the New York Giants in day one? We have Isaiah Likely. We have Jordan Stout. We got Tremaine Edmonds. We got Jermaine Illuminor. We brought back Chris Manhertz. We signed Adarius Williams. We got Isaiah Hodgins back. How we do today? How do we do today? Shout out to my man Mark in the building. Prime, what's going on? It says B+ on the free agency today. I'm with it. B+ sounds fair to me. That sounds fair to me. I'll give it a B myself, but that's definitely fair. Yeah, D-Dan Belly went to Tennessee too. Yep. Just like Flott, just like Wandell, just like Austin Schlottman. I saw a rumor that Bobby Okereke was on his way to Tennessee. I don't think that was true because I didn't see any reports that confirmed that. But yeah, the Tennessee Giants. That's what we're looking at. OMG says getting JE on that contract boosts the grade. That's a great point. That Jermaine Illuminor, $13 million per. That was fantastic. Just think about what we thought it was going to cost. There were ranges from $8 million to $18 million. And we got him for $13 million. 3-year contract. We got bookend tackles, Andrew Thomas, Jermaine Illuminor, and we have our swing tackler, Marcus Bowe. That is solidified right now. We just got to figure out that interior offensive line. Is Runyon staying or is Runyon going for that price tag? I think if they're able to sign two guards, you might see Runyon get cut possibly, and you save, $9 million off the Runyon cut? Best punter, I don't know if I like that, though. I don't want my punter to be the best punter. That means he's punting a lot. But I get why, though. Just the where he puts it, pause, is fantastic. Like, ball placement is fantastic. And to have a punter with good ball placement is what you need, something that you can rely on. He becomes a weapon, absolutely. What we going to do with the kicker, though, because Gano is still on the team last time I checked. Gano got to go. Gano definitely got to go. Eric says B+. Stacy says A. Anthony says B+. Hold on, what'd you say? Chop and Screw said, yep, 4 comp picks for the. I did see that. They did take advantage of the compensatory pick system. So I believe they got like 2 4s and like probably like 1 3, 2 4s in the 5th, something like that. It's crazy. So it would actually hurt them if they were to sign more players. But right now they're killing them when it comes to compensatory picks. Where was I at? Let's Be Giant says B+. Future says B+. Nimmer says A. Nimmer, calm down, Nimmer. A+. I'm happy for you. A+. That's a little high, man. Is it, DeMario Montague? That's a hell of a name. Yo, that's a hell of Demario Montague is a hell of a name, bro. Says A. That name is fire. Demario Montague. Sheesh. Marcus says Brian Thomas Jr. not likely for the Giants, price too high. Oh, for draft capital. I mean, listen, again, everybody's saying what? We got to get a wide receiver in the first or second round, right? Well, he would be considered a wide receiver in the second round if it's pick 37. I understand it's hard to part from pick 37. It's rich. It's absolutely rich. If we had a third round pick, I think you can go Kayvon in the third round and get BTJ back. But we don't got a third rounder. It is what it is. Giant Yankee says A-. A lot of A's, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm between a B and a B plus, man. I still want to see what happens in the trenches again. But if I'm just judging it on day one and the moves that were made, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. Ant says B plus on the day. I get it. Yeah. Let's Be Giant says what about Washington? What about Washington? Shout out to Joseph Wilcox with the $5 super chat. Says, hey, dads, grandkids, crazy, all good. I was wondering if Harbaugh looks at tape on Banks, if he can save him. If we don't pick up a cornerback in free agency, I'm not talking about a Darius Washington. He's more of a safety, he's more the safety type, nickel type, but is aggressive. I'm still trying to do some work up on him, but this is secondhand stuff that I'm hearing from him. I'll probably look at a little bit of his stuff tonight. But if we don't make another move at cornerback, that means they possibly are banking on Banks, no pun intended, to be a little bit better. And that would be maybe that's Denard Wilson's little personal project. Just think about the traits coming out of college. Again, we're talking about 2023. It's been a few years now. 3 years now, right? And 23, 24, 25, right? But I remember him coming out physical, aggressive, a little bit handsy, can't get his head around, but he was aggressive in the press corner, and we turned him into his own corner, and he got exposed. But can he be saved? That's the biggest question, and we'll find that out in the next couple of days if we don't sign a cornerback, because we definitely need some help at cornerback right now. That cupboard is bare. New York Titans. Marcus says whole free agents went there. Yeah, that's a fact. All those guys went there. Shout out to my man Simi in the building. Says B plus didn't overpay for a running back and signed Jermaine. A lot of people upset with that, man. A lot of people wanted Kenneth Walker. I'm glad that we didn't sign. You saw the money that he got. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'm actually glad we didn't get Tyler Linderbaum. That's another question, because a lot of people wanted Tyler Linderbaum. Like, a lot of people wanted Tyler Linderbaum. $27 million for a center who's not even the best center in the league. And he's making about $7 million more than the best center in the league. He got the Raiders spent a lot of money. They had a lot of money. They spent a lot of money. I don't know who's in charge over there. They got a brand new coach. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, man. $27 million for a center. And guess what? Like, JMS is up for a contract next year. And he got to play a lot better to even, if he even wants to try to come back and get any kind of contract. I don't know. Like, if that's the new price for centers, we might have to draft one this year. We got to, I'll say it right now, we probably got to draft JMS's replacement right now. Because if Tyler Linderbaum is asking for, if Tyler Linderbaum got 27, JMS could probably ask for 16 or something stupid like that. And I don't think he's worth that right now, today, respectfully. Stacy says JE72 costing us $6 million against the cap this year. Yeah. When you look at the individual contracts and how much we spent, it's a lot of good money spent. You got what you got Edmonds for $12 million per. Don't know what the cap hits are going to be. You got Illuminor for 13 per. We know the first year cap hit is going to be $6 million. The punter, he ended up being the highest paid punter in the league. He gets $4 million a year. Who else was there? Likely's contract was 3 years, $40 million. That's not bad money. I think they did a good job when it comes to the money being spent. Now with these guys that we signed just today, contracts got to get touched. Contracts got to get touched. The Mario Montague says, "Thanks, brother." Is Montague like? I know it is. I actually one of my best friends. He's from Crown Heights, but he got family in Wyandanch, Long Island, and they his family, one side of his family, their last name is Montague out there. I don't know what part, I don't know where you're from, but if you from Long Island, if you from that Wyandanch area, or if you got family that are Montagues in Long Island, you probably know one of my best friends, man. Yeah, you probably know one of my best friends. But yeah, I used to hate taking that trip from Jersey to Long Island. That trip was long as hell. I went out there a few times. Marcus says no second round, third round. Nah, it says JH is not going. JH is not. He's not going. Just like that, he's not. John Harbaugh's not going for it, huh? Nah. Okay. KC legit says, "I'll give this free agency a grade once I see them play." I mean, come on, KC. You've been rocking long enough. We've been rocking long enough, KC. You can have a little bit of excitement, just a little bit. You can be just a little bit. I understand what you're saying, though, man. Because as a Giants fan, we get excited. Well, I know I speak for myself. I jump out the window early. By the time training camp gets here, I'm full. I'm like, yeah, let's go. The Giants could win 7 to 10 games, this, that, and the third. Blah. You know what I mean? Even last year, it was like 6 to 9 wins, and we ended up falling on our faces again. We got into the preseason. We were putting up points in preseason like crazy. Russ is looking good. The wide receivers. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're ready to play. And then what happened? Same old Giants. This year, better coaching, better players, better ingredients. Papa John's. That's what we doing. Jacquez says, pause. Yeah, I caught it too, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Yeah. I caught it too. I thought maybe it slipped past a lot of you guys, but nah, Jacquez just let me know. Yeah, it was pause worthy. I caught it too. I just like, you know what? Maybe they didn't catch it, but again, I forgot. I'm talking to some East Coasters, some New Yorkers. Paul's game is on 1,000. Oh, now that's crazy, Johnny Von Hammer. That comment is crazy. Tony Owens, what's going on? Tony says, "Big Dash, what's up, G fam? I'm just glad we're able to get Illuminor." Now that's a fact. Illuminor made my day. I was nervous before that Illuminor signing for sure. Shout out to my man D Kit too, man, because I've been in the spaces all day. Shout out to my man Rob Zero B. Shout out to Base for hosting the spaces today, and you could just hear the tension. It was like, oh, okay, Edmonds, cool, likely, fantastic. You know, we got a good punter. It's like, but what about the O-line? Shout out to my man Mace. But what about the O-line? Illuminor news comes, and I'm like, yeah, I can sleep a little bit easier now. Sincerely yours, what's going on? So yo Dash was good. I'm mad late. We need to get BTJ. It might happen, man. We might get that news later. I'm depending on what the cost is for him. I wouldn't mind having him. If we can pull something slick, like not even trading a draft pick this year, maybe we give them like a 2027 second round pick. I'm with that. Maybe. If we could do something, if they just trying to get rid of him, maybe they'll take a pick in 2027. Probably not, though. That's high hopes, right? I'm gonna just shut up. Corey Lump says JMS is only worth 12 now. If that, and that might just be market driven. But with Lindenbaum setting the market at $27 million, You know who's mad right now? The Kansas City Chiefs probably upset right now because they got to turn around and pay Creed Humphreys. Because I believe Creed Humphreys is like one of the top centers in the league. And if Linderbaum got 27 million, imagine what he's getting. Kansas City got to be looking at the Raiders like, yo, what you doing? What are you doing? Not even 24? We thought 24 million was high. Nah, man. Hold on. Joseph Wilcox, $5 super chat says, for your information, the New York Titans were in the NFL from 1960 to 62. Then they became the Jets. I remember they had, what color were those uniforms? Like the mustard yellow, white and mustard yellow, and with the blue helmets, dark like the navy blue helmets. Let me know if I'm tripping or not. Because I think the Jets had a throwback, and they had like mustard green, white mustard green, and it's not even like mustard, like Dijon mustard green in blue, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you for the fun fact. Stacy says, Don Aponte, big shout out to you for working the numbers. That's a funny thing too, man, because who do you give the credit to? I see a lot of people giving Joe Schoen credit. Oh, Joe Schoen had a fantastic day. Was it really Joe Schoen? Was it really Joe Schoen? I don't know. Isaac Moore, you from Long Island? Shout out to Long Island, Strong Island. Li in the building. That's what's up, man. Listen. Shout out to man. He used I never realized, and this was like high school. This is like high school. We talking, long time ago. I never realized how long that he was like, yo, and he used to go to New York. His pops lived in Crown Heights, but his grandparents and everybody else on his stepfather's side and his mom's side lived out in Long Island, lived out in Wyandanch. And he was like, yo, you want to go to New York? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to go to New York. And then we got through New York, like New York City. And then I'm like, where are you taking me? He's like, I'm going to Long Island. I'm like, why have we been driving for 17 hours and we just went one state over? It felt like it was the longest trip ever. I don't know, man. long ass drive, man. The Hopium train, huh? Oh, it's, the Hopium runs deep, man. It gets passed around. It's either the Kool-Aid cup that gets passed around or the Hopium that get passed around. But it's definitely one of the two is happening. But you can't sit here and say, Bookend, because I already know you. I know you happy about the Jermaine Illuminor signing. It's in your name, Bookend Tackles, and we got Bookend Tackles. We got both of them signed into 2029, right? Because I think AT's contract is until 28, 29. 2028, 2029. I think they're both now. Nassau County in the building. Yeah, shout out to Long Island. Dad's Life said a solid B. Yeah. Nimmer. Shout out to my man Nimmer. What else we say? Marcus says keep seeing AVT is signed. Why is it not official? I saw those reports early this morning. There was a CBS graphic that they had, and it was Isaiah Likely to the Giants, and they had AVT at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if anybody else saw that leak, but it was AVT to the Giants, and then you didn't see anything official after that, and they didn't take the tweet down. The screenshot was up. I should have pinned it. But yeah, they kept saying that, but nothing official. Listen, if I wake up in the morning, or before I go to sleep tonight, and we get the news that we've signed AVT, I'm gonna be very, very excited. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is make sure we get Greg Van Roten here as insurance because AVT got injury issues. But I'll be very excited. Red Fox says, too early to get excited. It's too late, bro. It's too late. I'm already there. I'm full of joy. There's joy in my heart right now. Shout out to the over 300 people in the building, man. Again, make sure you hit that like button if you're not subscribed to the Big Dash Nose channel, make sure you go ahead and do that, man. We bleed blue over here, and if you bleed blue, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Kevin says Jersey to Long Island is, yeah, it is. I think, in all honesty, I probably made that trip no more than like 7 times, man. After that, man, he would say, yo, I'm going to New York. I'm like, yeah, you have fun. Go ahead. I'll see you when you get back. Like, it's cool and all, but that trip, that's a long trip, man. Especially the weekends too. Again, we talking about high school. That's all you got when you're in high school. You got the weekend. That's it. And for me, playing football, it was all practice. This and you get to the weekend, you got weight training, you got film review. And you talking about going to, yeah. After a while, it's like, yeah, I see you when you get back, bro. I see you when you get back. That LIE, you can have that. But shout out to Long Island. It was nice out there, though. Well, where he was at, it was nice out there. Like I said, wine dance. And whatever you pass on the way to wine dance, that's all I knew from Long Island, to be honest. To wine dance and back. Did you meet Rakim? Tony Owens says, I'm from Crown Heights. That's what, shout out to you again. That's what his pops was from Crown Heights. His pops might still live in Crown Heights too. I wish I knew the street. Yep. We got oh, okay. Corey Lum says Odell on a 1-year vet minimum is minimum as a kicker. Now that's hilarious. How do y'all feel about the whole Odell situation, man? Like really? Well, what the New York Giants look like now, are any of you guys kicking the tires on Odell Beckham? For me, Odell Beckham signing a one-day contract to retire a New York Giant, that's my hope for him. If you guys think he got something left in the tank, let me know. Shout out to my man DL in the building. What's going on, DL? He said, what up, Dash? Man, if we get BTJ, we're in business. We can devote a good majority of those draft picks to the defense. Absolutely. And potentially turn this team into something. Now, there's one thing, though. You give up pick 37, though. All right, well, first, dealer, when you make this comment, are you talking about the Tibbs trade? Are you talking about the draft pick trade for BTJ? Let me know. Because I know you, and I know at 37, there should be some good defensive tackles on the board. Did you tell me how you felt about Lee Hunter? Let me know. I like Lee Hunter a lot. Blake said, what up, Dash? Talk to me about Likely. What's your thoughts? I like it a lot, especially with not bringing back Wan'Dale Robinson. The natural position for Isaiah Likely is the big slot, and that's what it is. And you lose Wan'Dale Robinson, who is your slot receiver. You trade him in for a bigger, better receiver in Isaiah Likely. I was going to say tougher, but Wan'Dale Robinson is one tough wide receiver. So I don't want to disrespect him like that. Wan'Dale Robinson was tough. Wan'Dale Robinson was good. I ain't even going front. Wan'Dale Robinson was good, but he was also limited, and it was just because of his stature. You got with Isaiah Likely, you got a larger catch radius. You got a guy that's fast. You got a guy that can challenge the safeties, challenge the cornerback, challenge the linebackers, and I love that. I love that. So I'm happy with it. Blake. Blake says Staten Island to Texas. Shout out to Texas in the building. Shout out to Texas, man. Mark Thompson's AT signed through 2029, Luminor to 2028. Fantastic. There you go. Bookend tackles. We got South Central LA in the building. Shout out to California, man. Shout out to California. Tyler says, are there any talks of us trading? Yeah, there's a lot of talks, man, but nothing happening yet, man. Last time I checked my phone was about 20 minutes ago. So if something new happened, I missed it. I'm depending on you guys to let me know now. My man Guy in the building. What's going on, Guy? Guy Allegretti in the building says Flott is very good, but is not a good tackler. Trust me, Coach Harbaugh will replace Flott. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a couple of good corners too, man. This is one of those drafts where I wish, like last year when we had so many, well, we had five picks in the top 100 last year. I would love to have five picks in the top 100 this year because there's value all, especially that day two. If we can get three picks in day two, maybe like well, we already have a second, but like 2/3 or two seconds in the third. This we can build the depth on this team with just one draft for the most part. Like the cornerback Keontae Scott from Miami, the nickel corner that's 6'2", almost 200 pounds. I would love to get him on the Giants. I know Denard Wilson would probably love to have him on the Giants. We just don't have the picks to be able to target somebody like that. Stacy says we got excited when Harbaugh was out. Yeah, we are already past excitement. Already past excitement. What we got? High Side says, what's up, High Side? He says 34C. Okay, so every off season they suck me back in, but this year is different. Let's go. That's how we feel every year, man. And I'm with you. This year it does feel different, and hopefully it does end up being different. Nimmer says, I still say, hey, I hear you. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna argue with you. How you feel is how you feel. I'm with it. I want it to be exactly that. 5-string fling says Christian Wilkins is still out there. I heard he's a fan. All caps. Yeah, I'll take Christian Wilkins right now. Can't cost you a lot of money. Hasn't played in a while. I don't know what shape he's in, but it is what it is. Mike Strada. Is it Mike Strada? Mike Estrada. Sorry. 801 says Lodi, California, representing New York Giants. We bleed blue in my house. Well, most of us do. Shout out to Lodi. That's close to the Bay Area. I used to live out in the Bay Area. Lodi is right off the 5, if I'm not mistaken. Close to Stockton, right? Lodi, close to Stockton. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Blake says, bleed blue, baby, let's go. That's a fact. We bleed blue over here. Mark Thompson, Dash, any feelings on Adarius Washington? Not yet. I saw a quick clip. He looked like he plays aggressive, not afraid to tackle, not afraid to get his hands dirty, make some plays despite his size. So I'm probably going to look at him a little bit more tonight, probably before I go to bed. But yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. It seems to me like the Ravens fans loved him. Like he was one of those unsung hero types. So I definitely got to look him up. What I'll do is I'll possibly go on PFF, look up some of his higher ranked games, and then try to find those games on the NFL Plus package and try to look at them to see what he did. Try Odell vet minimum, but that's the only thing it could be is vet minimum. Dad's Life says on OBJ just cuz why not? Giants did him dirty. Giants did did him dirty. Dave Gettleman did him dirty. He had a brand new contract, and then they sent him off to Cleveland to die. I got a live reaction. Not even a live reaction, just I found out. I remember where I was when I found out that Odell got traded. I was driving home from work. It was a commute. I was on the 80 in the Bay Area. On the 80. And the news came across that we traded Odell Beckham, and I went off in traffic on my way home. Pissed off. We had just had the first year with Saquon Barkley and Odell together. Eli was on his way out, and we trade Odell. I'm like, what are we doing? Who do we get back? Well, ended up turning in the Dex, but we got Jabril Peppers, and then we got Dexter Lawrence with that pick. What could have been? Well, it worked. Ended up working out for him because he got a Super Bowl with the Rams, so it worked out for him, but just didn't hit the same. At least not for me. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Shout out to Baton Rouge, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all the Giants fans across the world. We got people in Australia that be checking in, people from Brazil be checking in, people from the UK be checking in. Shout out to all the Giants fans. Shout out to everybody that bleeds blue, man. Shout out to y'all for vibing with me, man. Hour and a half. I'm already a half hour more than what I was planning on doing. Shout out to my man Apex too, man, because he started the show. I wanted to join too. We'll see what happens though. King T'Challa says Brooklyn to VA. Shout out to Virginia. Pete Weiner says from Jersey and Jacksonville, Florida now for 5 years. Okay. Saigon Bry says Steelers signed Dowdle. Yeah. You know what's funny too, because for those that don't know, my wife is a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. For those that have been rocking with me for a long time, you already know my wife is crazy about the Pittsburgh Steelers. So as the news was coming in today, and checking on all the news across the league, I hit her with a text message like, "Yo, Steelers are cooking today." She was like, "Let me find out by myself. Don't give me no updates about my team." I said, "Cool. You won't get no more text from me." She is a terrible towel waving, true to the core, 10 toes down Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I said, "That's cool. I'm gonna give you no updates about your team. No more." Anthony Cherry says, "Big Dash, you want to have Greg Van Roten as backing up ABT? Well, guess what? He's going to be playing more than ABT because ABT is miss. Oh yeah. He's insurance. He's absolutely insurance. If we get ABT, you got to sign Greg Van Roten as insurance. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy." Guy says Rome wasn't built in a day. Trust. Understand. Absolutely understand. Marcus says draft Styles at 5, trade back to at 37, get more picks is the move. I think so. Sean Jackson says Dash, New Jersey to Long Island, Far Rockaway, Queens to above the South Bronx on the NYC subway, traveling to Staten Island, bus, trains, and the ferry are long trips. Yeah. I'm not built for them trips. And I used to go down south every summer. That's when my pops is from Alabama. I used to take the drive to Alabama every year, sometimes twice a year. And for whatever reason, driving to Long Island felt longer than that. I'm lying, but I'm just trying to make a point. I'm just trying to make a point. Louise says Wyatt Teller or Vera Tucker, had to choose one. If I'm choosing one, surprisingly, it might be Wyatt Teller, just because he's healthier, can stay healthier. Vera Tucker has a better upside, better player right now, but I just can't trust him. Hold on. Okay, that's not. I thought that was a text message. It's just more ring. Ant 10 says Giants closing in on this ABT move, $11 million AAV. Hey, there you go. Mike says next to Stockton. Yeah, I've been through Lodi before. Yep. I think I went to a farmer's market once in Lodi. I believe that was Lodi. I went to a farmer's market. I be getting around, man. I be moving around. I visit the farmers markets and all that stuff, man. Got to support the farmers. Guy says, Rome wasn't built in a day. Trades could be a big way to improve the roster. It's possible. Just depends on what you're giving up. Pete says, I like that Arkansas running back Washington. Yeah, Mike Washington made himself a lot of money. If you do mock drafts like I do mock drafts, Pete, you knew Mike Washington was available in like the late in 5th round, 6th round time, possibly. He ran that 4.3 340. He's probably going day 2 now, 3rd round, early 4th round, possibly for him. Somebody that might fall in love. The late Al Davis probably would have took him in the 2nd round, as much as he likes height, weight, and speed. And that's exactly what Mike Washington Jr. is. Receiver Skylar Bell is nice out of UConn. I think so. He's going to be a day 2 receiver. He's another reason why I wish we had a 3rd round pick, because I would look at him. The sweet spot for him is probably the 3rd round, early 3rd round. So yeah, man, this is a year to have some additional day 2 picks for sure. Greg T said I used to stay in Antioch. Shout out to Antioch, man. So I was out there. Yeah, no, Antioch. What else is it? Brentwood is over there. Obviously, you know, you got your Walnut Creeks and your all that Pleasanton, all that stuff over there, man. Livermore, all that, man. Tyler says, from Sioux City, Iowa, Bills fan. Okay, was hoping we're gonna get Edmonds back this year, but y'all took him. I love Jackson Dart. Hope y'all have a big year. I hope you have a big year too, man. You guys open up that new. You guys opening up that new stadium this year, right? I think so. You guys trying to figure out what's going on with Joe Brady. Best of luck to you guys, man. Best of luck to you guys for sure, man. I tell you what, man. I was disappointed in the playoffs though, man. Especially with Lamar not being in it, with Mahomes not being in it, no Burrow, all these guys. I was kind of rooting for the Bills to make it to the Super Bowl, man. It definitely would have been a better game. I know that much. Definitely would have been a better game. But shout out to my man Tyler from Sioux City, Iowa. Shout out to Sioux City in the building. Mr. Handsome says, dang, we about to trade my cousin KT. It's official. Did it what? Hold on, man. Hold on. Gotta check my phone now. Let me see if I can reach out to somebody. Well, I could just reach out to you. I know that's your cousin for real too. So you let me know, Mr. Handsome. That's what they doing? That's what hit me up on Twitter though. You ain't got to share it here. There's a lot of eyes out here. Let me know for sure, man. Guy says, I'm supremely confident, simplify. Thank you for your service too, Guy. Thank you for your service. I didn't know you were military. Ex-Marine. Thank you for your service. Sincerely yours says we still got 2 days to score a bid. We got more than that. I mean, the free agency does not stop. But as far as names being, sniped, yeah, we got to figure this out. If we don't get AVT again, Wyatt Teller's out there, Tevin Jenkins is out there. We need more depth on the offensive line for sure. So I'll be happy with a lot of these signings if we can get these deals done. And says he couldn't stand Dave Gettleman. I don't think anybody could, man. Just seeing Dave Gettleman used to make me mad. Just the sight of him, because you just remember just some of the decisions that he made outside of getting Dexter Lawrence. Outside of that, what else did he do outside of Dexter Lawrence? To be honest, what's something good that he did outside of Dexter Lawrence? I don't know. I don't know. Dealer says Ravens fans also wanted to replace Lamar with Snoop Huntley at one point. I live here. I know. It's funny. It's funny what people say, and then they wait for you to try to forget those things or see if you forgot those things. Nah, we remember all that, man. We remember the kind of trash they was talking. We remember the contract negotiations when Lamar was playing hardball and certain things people were saying. Yeah, I know. Mr. Hanson said, I pulled over in a random Panda Express parking lot, upset, screaming. People thought I was crazy. OBJ was him. Yo, I'm telling you, I was pissed off, man. I found out on my way home from work. And like I said, I got the clip. I got a sound bite. Actually, I don't think I have it saved on my switchboard here. But yeah, I got it. I might share it on Twitter later. I might share it on the Instagram. I need a little bit more people to follow me on Instagram to get that popping now too. But yeah, maybe I'll put that out there. Julian Wilson, Wiley. He said, "What's happening, Dash? How the motherfucking Giants? The Giants is doing good. Giants is doing good, man." Pete Weiner says Edmonds gonna thrive in our system. I think so. Is it GQ J Man? Says Brick City to Atlanta. What part of Newark you from? No. What part of Newark? Let me know. You from the Wards? You from the South? Where you from? From the weak weight section, where you from? Dope Dez. What's going on, Dope Dez? Staten Island and NJ. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody again, man. Says, I like having Mitchell from the Ravens as a depth piece. I wouldn't mind that either. Houston, Texas, go Giants. Houston is nice, man. You know what? Houston was on my radar when I was living in California. I thought about Houston. Well, I didn't think about Houston. I thought about Texas. Houston was one of those areas. But yeah, didn't work out that way though. New York State of Mind says Van Roten is a backup center too. He could be, yeah, absolutely. He gives you that versatility. I like him in a backup role for those purposes because instead of moving two people, you have a solidified backup center, backup guard. You got Marcus Bowe as your swing tackle. Build depth the right way. Get playmakers now, if not when. The draft. The draft, for sure. Shout out. Yeah, there you go. I told you we got Australia in the building, and there he is. Shout out. I said shout out from Perth, Australia. I got a buddy I went to high school that lives in Sydney. And I remember he moved there a long time ago, like early 2000s. And I remember what happened. Something was happening here, and he was checking in. And I was like, man, you ain't never coming back to the States? He said, I'm never coming back to the States. He said, man, the way America looks to people outside of that country is crazy. He ain't never come back neither. So he's still out there chilling. Shout out to my man James. Uzi says, or Uziel says, you get jet lag driving to Long Island, I'm good. Yo. Yeah. Nah, that's funny. That's yo. When you look at Jersey to Long Island on the map, it doesn't even look like it could be that far or take that long. It just does. And we talking, like I said, we talking late 90s, early 2000s. Gas was like 88 cents a gallon and wasn't even nothing. It just was long drives. Like long drives. Imagine that gas, 88, gas under $1 a gallon. For those in here that are old enough to remember that, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. When I left New Jersey in 2004, gas was like 89 cents a gallon. It might have been like $1.15. I'm lying. It might have been like $1.15. But I know in the early 2000s, gas was like, I remember when you used to give your friend $5 for picking you up from somewhere before you had a vehicle. $5 give you damn near half a tank. Now $5 don't even get you a gallon. Showing my age, man, but it is what it is, man. Corey Alum says, get this, Mitchell is available running back from Baltimore, I think, and average 6.3. Hold on a second. All right. You go to Amityville. Oh boy. But you said, get this, Mitchell is available running back from Baltimore, I think, and average 6.3. Nah, he was successful there. Keaton Mitchell, he was productive. I wouldn't mind adding him to the group. Like, as long as we know it's still going to be running back by committee, then we can do that. Pete Weiner says, I might be happy at 37 getting Washington Jr. That's a little high, man. I understand what he could be. But when you pick somebody that high, they're a starter. They're definitely a starter. So you got to think about that, man. And then I like the dynamic. And shout out to because me and Mark Thompson had this conversation earlier today. It's like when you think about the running back room, you got to think about how it affects the running back room, who you bring in here. And a lot of it has to do with Cam Scatterbull. Like, just think about the energy that Cam Scatterbull brings to the team, whether it's offense or defense. And he's a volume guy. The more that you feed Cam Scatterbull, the better he gets. When you start throwing other running backs in the room, in a crowded room, and everybody got to get those touches, you're taking touches away from from other people. So we got to be smart with who we want to add to this room, and if they're okay with being a part of a rotation. Some of these guys we might not dress for running backs every week. It might only be 3. So we just got to have somebody with the right mindset. All right. Shout out to my man NYG Man VA. Says Dash, looks like we're going to get that Styles, Trey, and McFadden combo. Need to grab Mooney in the corner. Any corners you would like? I like Tariq Woolen, man. I like if we can get Woolen, that would be fantastic for me. We get Tariq Woolen, that'd be fantastic. You said we might get the Styles, Trey, McFadden combo. I would like that. McFadden being linebacker 3, and then you have Edmonds and Styles as your starting linebackers. I think that's a good group. A lot of people are sleeping on Mooney, man. Darnell Mooney. I brought up Darnell Mooney. Might have been Saturday night, right? And you got some people that like the idea, some people that don't. I know I posted it on Twitter. Somebody says, "Oh man," somebody said, "Yuck." That's what they said, "Yuck," when they talked about the wide receiver room. I said, what do you think of the wide receiver room now? And you talk about adding Tyquan Thornton and Darnell Mooney, and that being like, boy, that would be a better option for me. Thornton stayed with the Chiefs. Is that what happened? Not that I know of. I think he's still out. I think he's still on the market. I think he's still on the market. Oh, I'm backed up. We're going to wrap this thing up in a second. Coach Gene Clemens in the building. What's going on, Coach? Shout out to Coach Gene. If you're not subscribed to my man, Coach Gene Clemens, he'll let you know that he got a Giant issue. Make sure you guys go ahead and show that man some love and support. Fantastic Giants content creator. And Coach be everywhere. Coach be at the Super Bowl. Coach be at the Combine. Coach be at the Senior Bowl. Coach be all over the place. Coach going to be at the draft most likely. Shout out to my man, Coach Gene Clemens in the building. He says, Patterson born. Shout out to Patterson in the building. But now, with that weather, Southern living is a lifestyle. Got to get Bo in the lineup at guard. Time to let the youth cook. I wouldn't mind that either. You like him next to Drew, or you like him next to Illuminor? Let me know, because he can do it both. He can play both sides. I think he should be. But shout out to my man, Coach Gene Clemens in the building. What's going on, Coach? What's it? I think he started. A lot of people talking about Keaton in the chat. Shout out to my man G Nation in the building. Said, why you ain't pulling? I was at work. I told you that. I told you I was at work, man. I texted you back. I told you. You started. You started at what? 6:30, 5:30, 5 o'clock. I'm still at work, brother. I'm still at work. That's why the show was on so as late as it is now. And I'm about to get off of here too, man. But shout out to my man G Nation Sports in the building, another fantastic Giants content creator. Make sure you guys check him out as well. A lot of fantastic Giants content creators in the building in the chat today. Please show love to these guys. My man NYG22 in the building too. Shout out to everybody, man. Yeah, I know. Mike Estrada said, yeah. I don't know what she knows now. I'm pretty sure she's all caught up on the Steelers news now, though. I'm pretty sure she's all caught up, so we can talk about it once I get off here, because I do want to talk about it. Stacy, I appreciate it. Said, continue blessings, Big Dash, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We still almost at that 300 mark, man. Again, I thank you all for all the love and support that you guys bring to the channel, for sure. But we definitely got to wrap this thing up, man. My man Guy says, J Love, you've been on Jeremiah Love too, Guy. You keep mentioning Jeremiah Love. He says best player in the draft. I don't disagree with that. Game changer, outstanding receiver. It's just a different dynamic. It's just a different dynamic to add. If you get somebody like Jeremiah Love, he's your bell cow. He's getting 75 to 80% of the carries, man. Or it doesn't make sense to draft him that high. And again, if you're feeding that, if he's getting that many carries, what happens to the rest of the running back room? They just get the scraps. I don't know about that. But he'll be fantastic, though. Jeremiah Love is fantastic. Guy, again, point blank, J Love, best player in the draft. Listen, I understand. Mr. Handsome says, Dash, we not done. All right, man. Listen, I want to keep Kayvon. Why give up? Once you build out a room like that, like our edge room is probably the most complete room that we have. Like literally, when you think about it, it's probably the most complete room. You got a 3-man rotation of edge rushers. I don't want to break that up. I just understand the value in the draft capital thing. Pete Weiner says, God bless you. Now, shout out to everybody. I think we're going to end on that note. We're going to keep that comment in there. God bless everybody, man. That's a fact. That's a fact. Stay blessed. Good night. Thanks, Dash. Listen, yeah. That's what we're going to do, man. So tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day. Hopefully exciting. Hopefully we make some more moves. Probably won't do another recap. Make sure you guys tune in every Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time for Late Night Giants Talk. If you're not familiar with that show, please make sure to check out that show. We do have a fun time. A lot of people call it a family reunion for Giants fans. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation. Let's go.